Hello Aries, and thank you so much for joining me for the June of 2022 Taroscope with Animal Totem. My name is Vickie Verlie, and you can find me at vickieverlie.com. Do not be fooled by imposters. This is an exciting month because of the solstice, and there's a lot going on astrology-wise. It's a big turning of events. Whenever we have an ingress, which let's put you over here, you're the Aries. So if we have Aries and Libra, Capricorn and Cancer, these are the ingress times, and it's the change of the season. Now everybody feels the effects of this. Everybody is affected by it. But in particular, because you are one of the cardinal signs, you are one of the members of the cardinal cross, or the cardinal ingress, which brings about these change in seasons, it's a square to you from Cancer here. So you feel it maybe even a little more, and this year we have Jupiter in your sign, so it's also going to be really impactful for all Aries people. I am offering the Aries Ingress reading, so if you're, the Solstice reading, not the Aries Ingress reading, the Solstice reading. So if you want to look into how that would affect you personally, you can do so. Before I get started, I want to say the decks that we're using, which is, of course, the Rock and Roll Tarot deck, my creation. Then we're going to do the second portion of the reading with the Morgan Greer Tarot. And then if you are a Patreon subscriber, there's going to be some additional cards pulled from the Songs from the Journey Home, one of my favorite decks. If you enjoy my content, please do hit the like, share, and subscribe in particular, because that lets the YouTube algorithm know that you do enjoy my content and helps out my channel. As the original tarot reader on YouTube, I could use the help. Alright, what's coming up for our Aries? We're going to start with the Celtic Cross using our Rock and Roll Tarot deck for June of 2022, and everything will be read in the upright position. Looks like some celebrations are coming up. Often this is not uncommon. In June we have graduations, we have commencements, we have weddings. So some of you may be attending one of those kinds of events. There could be some kind of a big breakthrough or an important contact that you may meet during this time frame or during this time of this event. Okay, let me get the full Celtic Cross laid out, and then we will continue with the reading. Because, you know, you do have a couple of sword cards here in prominent positions. You do have the 3 and the 10 of Swords. So there is something that many of you may have been struggling with. You may be, going with tangled up in, or going through some things here, but there's a way out for sure. And for some of you, it might be your job. Maybe you just can't stand the damn job anymore. Maybe you just hate that job. So this could be a new opportunity for money. Whatever it is, there's absolutely some sort of a breakthrough. And you've got to follow this intuition. If you're just like, well, I don't want to go to this event because the people from work are there and I can't stand them, or, whatever, or I shouldn't spend the money, or this and that. I'm in such a bad mood that I'm not even going to go. Because there is something calling you. You're being called towards these new beginnings. And again, as we enter these ingress times, we do have these seasonal changes. Because you got the sun down here, and that always talks about how you're shining and you're glowing. And this is true. And during the time of Jupiter being in your sign for these few months here before it goes back into Pisces, you really are shining. You really are growing. You really can make some big moves forward. You got to have strength. I know a lot of times you Aries, you can be a little impatient. You want to go, charge ahead. You're the first sign of the zodiac. You're the initiator. You want to go. It's going to take a little time for these things to unfold. I'm hearing that song. It's going to take a little time. What is it? To show you how love and heart. Don't you even worry, pretty darling. I think I just changed keys. I know you'll find love a way, or something. Love will find a way. Love will find a way. Talking love is gonna find a way. Well, love is gonna find a way, and it could be love in the traditional sense of, there could be some romance, especially with this Knight of Cups showing up here, because this is, what's the top word on here? Romance. Let those words stand out to you, and let your intuition, pull things out of this reading for you as well. But yeah, the romance could be a thing, but also this could just be the shift. This is when we move in. This is representing the water sign time frames. So when we move into the water sign time frames after the solstice on the 21st, that's when things can really start, happening, that you may have to wait a little while. Don't be impatient, Aries. Okay, now we're going to go on now. So you are a fire sign energy, right? So you're going to represent, we got a little glare, don't we? Let's see if I can eliminate that. Okay. There we go, a little better. So we're looking, in this part of the reading, we're going to use the Morgan Greer, and we're going to look for you in the spread. Whoever, the Queen of Pentacles flipped over here, so there could be a Queen of Pentacles. But whoever shows up first in the fire sign energy, so that could be the Knight of Rods, the Queen, or King of Rods. Whoever that is, regardless of gender, is going to be the representation of you, and then we're going to look at the surrounding cards to see what the energy is surrounding you at this time. So what is going on for our Aries in the month of June? This card stayed behind, Two of Pentacles. Now, I'm probably not going to read every single card, get Seven of Cups twice. Because we may lay out quite a few, or we may not. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords twice, Wheel of Fortune, King of Swords, Queen of Swords. But because I'm just going to look at I'm going to look at all of them. But any of the cards that stand out to you, I'm going to put them all upright. Any cards that happen to stand up for you, that draws your attention, you can, even if I don't specifically talk about them, you can definitely can take them into consideration. Well, this is real interesting here. Let's move this camera a tiny bit and zoom in a tiny bit so we can really get a look at what's happening here. Because here you are representing as the King of Rods, which I actually like a lot. But in the first spread, we had the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. In the second spread, we have the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. So you're definitely turning a corner. Turning a corner is a good one. I'm going to write that down as your main topic or your headline. Turning a corner. Let me just write it real quickly. And and not only that, you have a third ace. Because you got Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Rods, 3 aces. New beginnings, definitely. Seasonal change. And the Death card. So the Death is this letting go of the old, which was representing in that 10 of Swords and that 3 of Swords, letting go of the old. You know, we said maybe it's the water sign energy due to this card here, but there's a lot of air energy here too. Because you have the King of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and the Page of Swords. So they seem like they're definitely connected. They're grouped together potentially. Maybe a family comes through really strongly. You know, for some of you, you may be breaking away from your family, but I feel more like, because you're looking towards them. Look at the King of Rods. He's looking towards, and they're looking towards you. So there's this, I feel it's more like connecting with the family. Now, it might not be your family of birth, you know, of your lineage, your physical, genetic lineage. It could be your other, you know, a family, a bigger scope of family. You know, with the Lovers being here, and I was picking up the love energy in the first part of the spread, this could be, you know, maybe you're falling in love. I knew that we were falling, and I tell you all the things I've been thinking of. I will. You know, when I start singing and stuff, that's just because the guides are coming through with it. I just noticed you have all 4 aces in the second spread. So talk about new beginnings. You were definitely talking about new beginnings. But here's what I was getting to. With the Lovers and the Ace of Cups and all this love stuff, 7 of Cups here twice. You know, the family could be the family of your partner. You know, many times, you know, when you get in a serious relationship, their family, you know, also becomes your family, and many people establish really close bonds with other, you know, the family. So it is this big time of new beginnings. You've definitely completed some kind of a big cycle. You got this tens, the Death card, the Judgment card. This talks about a completion of this major cycle. Well, you know, you're completing the Jupiter cycle. The Jupiter went from your sign all the way through all the 12 signs. So it's not surprising that you would have all these aces here with the Jupiter being in your sign. And the Jupiter is really getting activated at the time of that ingress of the solstice. So you are turning a corner. You are starting a new path. You are opening up to a new beginning. You know, Jupiter is the planet of luck, good fortune, love and romance, as some people would say. But really, it's a card of luck. I like that you've shown as the king too. That's really cool, because that says that, you know, Aries, you're considered very childlike, and that could be a very good thing. You know, you're open-hearted, you're childlike. you see the world through the new, the new, and you're always open to new things. But this says that you've really come to some point of maturity. You can't be that Peter Pan forever. You're growing up. And this would go along with these relationships that are showing up here. These are going to be adult relationships. And almost like I was almost going to say endorsement. So some of you may be getting an endorsement, and that when I said endorsement, this judgment or justice grabbed me really strong. I was just putting justice in with the completion of a karmic cycle, because when it shows up with judgment, it often is, and it's right in line with you. So you've rounded this corner, you're moving up to the next level. Yeah, that could all be true. But I was almost gonna say endorsement, and I was almost gonna say endorphins, which are those chemicals in the brain that make you happy, like dopamine and stuff, I think, So you could be in this really happy time. I mean, all in all, you have 6 aces in this short little spread, so big time, big time. I forgot the animal totem deck. Let me grab the animal totem. We're, of course, going to do your animal totem card. Let me shuffle up. Don't forget that we do have that solstice reading available for a limited time. That'll be available only till the end of June, so it's a powerful reading, and I know many people order it every year, so check it out if you're interested. Let's get the animal totem for our Aries friends, for the master marauder of the raccoon energy. Well, the raccoon is nocturnal. That's one of the messages of the raccoon energy. And but it wears the mask. It doesn't show, when you're going through these transitionary times, when you're doing these endings, you may not want to let everybody in on, even if they can't in the material world do anything negative toward you, or ruin your plans, or put the kibosh on whatever you're trying to do. What they can do is just shoot those negative energetic vibes at you, and you don't want to be dealing with that stuff. It's not time to be, so don't be telling anybody your business, basically. And Aries, you're pretty open, you're always pretty open, so this is not the time to be really open about stuff. Masked marauder in the night, resourceful, curious, tactile, resilient, ceremony, ritual, the shaman's journey, paying meticulous attention to diet and hygiene. Yeah, that's all true, but what really grabbed me was the mask and the secrecy. Like, don't tell people what you're doing. You've got an opportunity to make or it could be another way that this could manifest negatively with the raccoon showing up here about, if you blab it around everybody. Like, say you're at this job and a bunch of you complain about the job and you all hate it. You all hate this job and you all want to get another job. And then you're like, hey, I got it in, I'm going to go try this. And then they all go running there too. So that just puts more competition, and they try to get it instead of you. So it could be a lot of, either they're resentful because of what you have, or they're trying to take it, get in there first and take it away from you. So just keep it on the DL, keep it on the down low. And, go about your business, go about planting these seeds with this Jupiter, because you're going to be the lucky one that it has that attraction factor with the Jupiter energy. The other thing is, when I was reading this and I saw ceremony, ritual, I thought of the time frame of the solstice. I definitely always do some kind of, lighting. You're being fire, maybe lighting of a candle. It is water energy, get out. It's in the northern hemisphere, it's the sun. Well, it's always the sun. It's the sun's moving into the cardinal sign. Get out in that sun energy, be in that sun. Do some kind of thing to mark the seasonal change, and mark the change also within you and in your life. Okay, everybody, real quickly before we go, thanks to everybody who's been listening to my album, Low Key. It's available on all music platforms. And again, a quick reminder, my featured readings for this month, of course, is that solstice reading, which will be available till June, and also the soulmate past life reading, which I've introduced. It's a soul reading. I've done the individual soul readings for years, and then I decided to incorporate one with the soulmate. So a lot of people are liking that, and I have all sorts of different readings available. Check out my site if you're interested. Thanks for listening to the music, watching the videos. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Remember, you are love and beauty incarnate. Have the best month ever and the solstice, and we'll talk again soon.